So the retirement research and development, I know it has a lot of people's attention, and I think it's got some re-engagement with pilots. Certainly it's on social media, it has picked up a lot of discussion. I'll tell you, we obviously avoid going on social media and try and clarify. We would prefer that you come to the website and try and receive your information, go directly to your block reps. That's firsthand information. The websites are great, but oftentimes you have to try and find the real answers, and I would hope that you folks go to the source for that. Back in May of 2016, this project really got underway with approval and the leadership of the MEC, the block reps, and my hat's off to them because it really has been a leadership effort on their behalf, and we appreciate it. We were able to hire the Siegel Consulting, as Chuck mentioned. We dove into the understanding the obligation, the PBO, ABO, what's on the books currently, and what the future obligations are for the company. And it's important, not only is it important for this retirement research project, but it's important for when we go into bargaining again in 2021. Throughout our work, we determined there was an additional need for some consultants. We brought, in fact, Milliman in. We brought them in front of the MEC. We met with David early on in the project and found a true asset, a true resource, a leader in this field, a lead negotiator in retirement and benefit world. I'm not going to steal his thunder. I'll let him do that. But if you want to learn more about David or Chiron, I'd suggest you go to the website again, and we have a full section in there right now of the retirement research and development. We've provided as much information to you there as we could. The education has been ongoing really since we started the project, and the education really has been trying to get the pilots up to speed and understanding and be very conversant in what benefits you currently have. We're going to get some more education pieces out to you that are going to explain some of the more nuanced approaches in general about DB and DC world, the issues with DC only, issues with DB only, hybrid plans. We're going to try and push some more education out to you in general terms, not specific to this plan or these plans that we've been looking at. Ken has been extremely helpful. He's the expert for us as our SME. He brings in a ton of support, as Chuck mentioned, with Jack. The ALPA National Resource is really, I can't say enough about what they bring to the table for us. They have been there every step of the way. And I have to say that, it's due to Ken's engagement on this that we've been able to pull that resource in like we have for Kathy, Steve, and Jack. So thank you very much for that. As early as 2007, we laid out some goals specific to the project. We felt like we needed some guidelines to guide us. And these goals really will work all the way through to 2021. They're not specific to this project. It's specific to the retirement itself. We've laid out those goals on another presentation for you online, and that we've had them out there for a while. We'll publish them frequently throughout the project so you can familiarize yourself with them. Make sure that we're staying within the guidelines and the goals that we've put up. The last few months, we have been in the weeds with Chiron and David. In the weeds is, and the MEC got a really good taste of that yesterday. There's some complex issues. There's some complex variables and plans that we're looking at. And as this progresses, we're trying to bring the MEC along with us, not only for an understanding, but for their commitment and their understanding that we're doing the right thing for the pilots. If at any time this thing doesn't feel like it's going right, the MEC can pull the plug on it for whatever reason. So we've identified options moving forward that Chuck alluded to with Chiron's work. We need to narrow down a lot of those options right now. We have a lot of variables, and the Chiron piece is extremely important because of the modeling. They have proprietary modeling that's unique to them, and that was one of the reasons why the MEC decided to go with Chiron versus Milliman. We just believe that there's an ability there that we have never seen as far as modeling our current plan, understanding those obligations, and also modeling future plan designs. And there's almost so many options. I think it's staggering sometimes when you get in there and you start discussing it. And the MEC had to take a lot of that in yesterday. We plan on at some point during the education phase rolling out a model to you that's going to let you go in and plug in and take a look at things like your replacement ratio. So we're going to share with as much with you as we can on the modeling aspect to realize the full benefit there that Chiron brings to the table. As we do this, we need to educate you, but we also are going to need to meet with FedEx and to bring the right people in the room with us to present these same concepts to FedEx, because as new as it is to Ken and his team, it's new to FedEx. There's been some similar plans, and fortunately they work with Mercer and they're familiar with a similar plan. So there is some shared knowledge there, but it's going to take a major effort to get that foot in the door, so to speak, and get the right people involved on the FedEx side. We're asking for your patience when we do that. It's not a negotiation at that point, but we have to introduce the concept. But as we're doing that, we plan to educate the pilots on what we're bringing to the company.